and that gives you an $84 profit. Still not bad. $84 is still a pretty good profit, but I'd rather have the $190, wouldn't you? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how hello and welcome again to All Things Gumball, where today I want to talk to you about, believe it or not, gumballs. So what I want to talk to you today about is what's called a Vendesign vending machine. It is a bulk candy vending machine. I've talked about this in previous videos. It is a carousel machine that spins around, and the Vendesign is different from the U-turn machine in that the Vendesign actually has a flat top and the U-turn machine actually has a pyramid-shaped top. This is already unlocked, so let me take that off there and show you how easy it is to remove the canisters. They're very simple to remove. If you want to dump the candy, you just dump the candy. It's very simple. And this is a candy head, and I do not have a gumball head, but I'm going to change this. I'm going to turn it into a gumball head. Let me show you something. This is set for candy. If I put gumballs in here, let me show you something. Watch. For one, you can hardly turn it. I have to use two hands to turn this thing. And it cuts it in half. It cuts the gumball in half. Let's try it again. We'll do another rotation. There's the second turn, and we didn't even get a gumball. Let's try it again. That's the third turn. We get the other half. Now you can see somebody might have already spent $1 and they've gotten 2 half gumballs. Let's try it a couple turns more, see what happens. And as you can see, it's set up for candy. It's not really set up for these 1-inch gumballs. So what we're going to do is we're going to alter this. We're going to change this, and I'm going to show you why. Now, as I said earlier in another video, I said you can pop the bottom out without removing the candy. I got a gumball. Let me show you what I was talking about earlier in another video. You can pop the bottom piece out and you can remove this piece. It's actually called a table. You can actually remove that. So let's remove the whole thing, the whole table, which differentiates how much candy you're giving per quarter. The higher you have it, the less candy you give per quarter. So let's just remove it all together. And the only reason you don't want to put that back in there is because what will happen is it'll give you 2 gumballs. Two gumballs can fit in there. Let me show you. Can you see that? Two gumballs can fit in there perfectly. If you have 2 gumballs that you're giving per quarter, if you don't alter this, if you don't change this, what will happen is the gumballs will get jammed in there. That will make people mad, and they won't buy your candy, or they'll break your machine. And so you'll be giving away 2 quarters or 2 gumballs per quarter. And let me show you the math on that. Now, as I said earlier, on the box it says it has 850 gumballs, and if you sell each gumball for a quarter, you're going to make a profit of $190 after your expenses. So let me show you what I wrote on this board here. I don't know if you can see that all right. So 850 gumballs times 25 cents equals 212, and that's actually written on their box. The price of the gumballs is about 20-something, $21 plus tax, so let's round it up to 22, and your profit is $190. Now if you're giving away 2 gumballs per quarter, you may want to do that. I don't have a problem with that. Your profit is going to be less. So 25 gumballs, if you give away 2 quarters, that would be 1 gumball, 12 cents and a half, 12.5 cents. So multiply that by 850, and you're going to come up with $106.25, and that's going to be what you're bringing in. That's your gross. That's before your expense. You're going to erase or subtract the 22 that you spent on the box, and that gives you an $84 profit. still not bad. $84 is still a pretty good profit, but I'd rather have the $190, wouldn't you? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can go about creating a gumball head in your candy head. So let me get the parts together and I'll show you what we need. We'll show you. Alright, so this is the canister. This is the Vendesign canister. We're going to pop this piece out here. We're going to remove the table. This is called a table. Looks a little bit like a table. And then we have this piece left, and we're working on this piece right here. This piece, if you take a ruler or a tape measure, you're going to find that it measures 1 3/4 this way, and then it measures 1 inch up and then 1 inch across like this. So what we're going to need is we're going to need a piece of wood that is going to be 1 3/4 inches long, 1 inch tall, and 1 inch wide. Alright, and these are some of the tools that you will need. You'll need a piece of wood. If you find something that measures 1 inch by 1 inch, that'll be great. You'll need a little ruler or tape measure of some kind. You'll need some screwdrivers. You'll need a couple of small screws, drill, a C-clamp to hold your work in place, and then we have 3 saws here we can use. So I found a piece that measures 1 inch by 1 inch. Measure this at 1 3/4 inches, and then cut it right there. Oh my God, I don't think that one's gonna work. We'll leave that one there. All right, you can see I put a clamp here, a C-clamp here, and that'll hold the wood in place while I saw this end. We'll get working on that right away. And it's always a good idea to wear safety glasses. Alright, now what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to sand this piece down. Just going to sand off the rough edges.
Please hang up and try again.